All right. Well, hey, everybody. Ho, 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 I should say. It is December the 9th, 2018. We have 22 days left in the month. And I guess maybe just 21 since there's not much left of this day, at least on the East Coast. And so thank you guys for calling in tonight. I really appreciate it. A couple of announcements. Since it is the 9th, we have really until Saturday to finish up your star. So that is like, it needs to be your one and only goal, if you're not already a star, to see what you have left to do to get your 1,800 in so you can be a star this quarter. And if you are a star, see where you are. It always amazes me at the end when someone has like 35, 40 in, and for $60 more, they could have been an emerald star and get a ton better prize. So look at it. Most of you are going to do a 600 anyway to win your key. So be strategic about it. If you need 300 to go to the next level, do a 300 now, 300 at the end of the month to go in the next quarter. I mean, we get paid the same. It doesn't matter to your director when it goes in. It's up to you. So look at that and see. But, you have time to be a star, even if you have nothing in. I mean, I know I've sold 1,800 in a week, and I know you guys can too. You'd have to put some Mary Kay on some new faces. But the good thing is right now, you can also be selling some gifts. And so, with the holidays, men have not bought anything. I have not bought anything, me and the men. I like to do it all in one day and knock it out. Why shop all year long when you could just get it done? And so I just may do it all online this year even. So I hope you guys are working your Christmas deals. Some of you are so creative, and honestly, the way to sell gifts is you make your gift up at your office, put it in something that looks like a gift, and then post that picture online and post it on your Mary Kay Facebook page, and also text it out or put it in an email and take it with you and show people. Say, this is what I can do for you guys. I can make something look super cute, like a satin hand set. And so don't forget about that. It's not too late. Even if you have not done anything, it is not too late. The stores are not closing tomorrow. They're going to be open all the way until Christmas Eve, and there will be a panic in Christmas Eve. I'm usually with those people, those crazy people at Walmart on Christmas Eve. And so anyway, save the men, save yourself, order from yourself this year. Even if you gave Mary Kay to your friends and relatives last year, the people that are not in, we've got new products. None of them have the pomegranate satin hands unless you gave it to them last year. And I mean, honestly, I have one in every bathroom. So they need it. They need it. So don't forget to shop for yourself. We gave 13 or 14 great ideas last Sunday on how to sell in December. If you were not on that call, go back and listen to it. Maybe I'll give you a couple ideas for this week. So what I wanted to do, I ran across something today. Every week I think, I wonder what I need to talk about. And usually the Lord just gives me something. Sometimes it's in the form of a sermon at church. Sometimes it's something that happened. Sometimes it's one of you guys that do something that amazes me. And today it was an email, and I thought it was so great because it was talking about creating momentum in your life. And this is not necessarily a Mary Kay talk. It wasn't a Mary Kay article. And so, but I thought it was so good as we're finishing up this year in 2018 and just gonna, kind of setting ourselves up for 2019. What could we do to make sure that we have momentum? Because when you have the big mo, they call it, nobody can stop you. I mean, you're on a roll. Life is good. Your business is fun. I mean, you've got the momentum. And when a train starts going down the hill, you can't stop it because the momentum is it's just going to go, and it's fun. And if you've not ever had that in Mary Kay, you got to push so you get there, because it is a lot of fun when you have the momentum and people are popping and people are working. And it didn't happen all of a sudden. It happened for the months before this, that you were working and pushing and nobody saw what you were doing. Just kind of like that series of Planted Not Buried, that seed was planted and nobody knew what was going on. They could not see any kind of little even sprout coming out, but the Lord was working, and all of a sudden, bam, they're like, wow, she just did all that in 1 month. No, she's been going. Unless she just joined Mary Kay in 1 month. And even some of those gals that joined when they're 18 years old, but they knew they were going to sign up the minute they turned 18, and they got 10 recruits that month. The one target for their car went in DIQ. Believe me, they started talking about it before the 18th birthday. The ones that did this had lined them up. They were like, look, I'm turning 18 on this day. I need you to sign up. I want to target for my car. I want DIQ. I'm going to become a director in a month. That's my goal. And they talked about it when they were 17. So don't think stuff like this happens overnight. So you guys got to get, if you're not in the momentum mode, you got to get it going somehow, some way, right? So why not right now? Why not get that going so that you can experience some of the benefits right now? Some of you already got it going, but if you don't, you could get it going now, and then in 2019, it could really be your year, and you'll start seeing it. So I'm going to read a little bit of this to you because I thought it was so good, and I'll send this to the sales directors as well, and you guys can post it if you want to. So this is it's called Creating Momentum in Your Life, and the author is unknown, so I don't know who to give it credit to. Okay, it says creating momentum in your life takes increasing the things that move you forward and decreasing those that hold you back. Sounds like snap, but I know just like you do that living a life that we desire is not always easy to achieve. We have habits and repeat cycles to overcome. But by creating momentum, we can move past those and move toward the life we want. But the real success comes from not doing some of these tips that I'm fixing to give you, but doing them all of them. So there's 10 tips, all right? So you guys, I don't know, people have different personalities. I am the kind of personality that I like tips. I like steps, 1 through 10. That's awesome. I like to number it. And when the speaker messes up, it says number 4. And I'm like, what was number 3? You forgot number 3. Excuse me. So, but some of y'all are like, oh, tips, steps, just talk from your heart. So this is going to be from the heart, but it is going to be 10 steps. So if you want to take notes, you can, okay? So, momentum by its nature requires a lot of upfront push to get the ball rolling. So here's 10 tips to jumpstart the momentum in your life. And we're, of course, going to apply it to our Mary Kay business. Okay, so number 1, and a lot of this you have heard, but I thought it was really good. Okay, number 1, create your picture of success and make it a reality. It's true. If you can't see your vision of success, you'll never get there. So what does success look like for you from day to day? How do you want to spend your time? How do you want to define success for yourself this year? Write your vision down and post it somewhere. You'll see it every single day. So we've talked about writing your vision. We've talked about what's your picture of success. And so this is the first step. You've got to decide, how would you even know you got there if you don't even know what you're going for, right? So write that down. What do you really want? What does success look like to you with your business and with your life? Okay? And that's harder than it thinks, isn't it? That's like, if we could just do that, we'd be way on our way. Most of the time we're like, I don't know. I just need to pay this light bill. And that's not real motivating. Well, it is motivating, especially if it's cold. You want to pay the heat bill too, right? But, what does that look like to you? How would you be living? What would you be doing? And so just the more detail you can give to stuff like that, the better. Okay, number 2, know what you love and do what you love. And I think that's one thing in Mary Kay that we got that going on. It says, you know what they say, either fix the problem or quit complaining about it. If you hate your job, get a new one. Go to school, learn a new profession, start that business you've always dreamed of, pick up that crazy hobby you've been thinking about. Sound too scary? Facing too many roadblocks like time, money, naysayers? Why not tackle one of them? Explore your options and then take action. There's no time like the present. And that's the cool thing, I think, for most of us. We joined Mary Kay because we thought that we would enjoy it. And I stay in Mary Kay because I love it. And I did a post this week about Mary Kay and how people still ask me that I haven't seen, you still do Mary Kay? Or they have to not be on Facebook or they would know I do Mary Kay. And to be honest with you, if I click on your Facebook page and I can't tell you're in Mary Kay, it's a problem. Every other post doesn't need to be Mary Kay, Mary Kay, Mary Kay, Mary Kay. But if you love what you do and you are doing something, why not post a picture every now and then? Don't always depend on your sales director. Like at your sales meetings, get your phone out. Every single one of us have cameras. It used to be that no one has a camera at the meeting. Everybody's got their phone. You take some pictures and post it. Say, I'm so excited to be at my Mary Kay meeting this week. My Monday Night Live is more like a party than a meeting. This is what I do for fun. It attracts people to you guys. And You know, and if you are, most of you that are on these calls are the people that go to the sales meetings, but if you're listening to this and maybe you don't go to meetings, you're missing out on to me, the best part of the Mary Kay world is the fellowship with other Mary Kay people and getting to know these girls. And it's very inspiring and motivating. It keeps you going every week. So I think we got that one. All right. So you do want to love what you do. If you don't love some of the parts of your Mary Kay business, change them, hire someone else to do those parts. Okay. All right. Number 3. I like this one, and I had not heard this before. It says pick a bag, but it's BHAG. So write that out. BHAG. What is that big, hairy, audacious goal? Big, hairy, audacious goal that you want to achieve this year that will help you step in your vision of your success. Because you have like this life you want to live. So what goal would you have to achieve to be living that kind of life? All right. Write it down along with the one thing you can do today. All right. To make it happen. Here's an example of the power of a written goal. And Mary Kay Ash used this many, many times. And it's in several books. A study was conducted among graduating class at Harvard to see how many had concrete goals around how much money they wanted to make. Only 3% had written their goals down. 10 years later, that 3% were making more than the other 97% combined. 3% of the people made more than, like, take all the other 97% and add their income up, and those 3% made more than all of them. And that's the power of writing down your goal. The big, bad goal. Big, hairy, audacious goal. I love that. I love it. So what would it be like if you thought, if I knew I could not lose, what would I go for? I mean, what is in your realm of thinking? If you knew you were going to win it, what would you write down on that piece of paper? Okay. And then I want you to do this. I want you to scratch it out and put what would be just one step higher than that. If you could go just a little bit further than that and write that goal down. Because you know what? That's your big, hairy goal. That first one's like, I don't want to really write that down. That next one, that's your big, hairy, audacious goal. Okay? All right, number 4. Eliminate your energy drains and recharge yourself. This is a big one. Energy drains are those things that drag you down. Things that recharge your energy can be anything that inspires you and puts you in a good mood. Like a room in your house, a place to relax, an activity, or a person. Spend more time doing the things that give you energy and stick a Post-it note next to each drain with the idea of getting rid of it. So you may have to put a Post-it note on your child. I'm just kidding. I had a friend today tell me that her 7-year-old was just draining her. She goes, I love him, but I don't really like him right now, how he's acting. He's just acting like a brat. And so she might need to put a Post-it note on her kid's head. But you know, the things that drain you, what are the things that drain you? You know, do we need to, is it something like cleaning your own house? Like, you know it needs to be done, but it just drains you. You might need to put a Post-it note on something and say, hire a housekeeper. It's worth it. Wouldn't you rather do a party than clean your house? So you do a party and you take your profit and you pay your housekeeper. That's what Mary Kay taught us to do. So, and then the things that give you energy, let's do more of those. Does it give you energy to maybe go to lunch with a girlfriend that's positive? Maybe to go out with your husband on a date? I don't know what gives you energy. Some people get energy from being by themselves. Some people get energy from being around people, according if you're an introvert or an extrovert, you know. Whatever that is, you know, you probably know what it is, and do more of that to give yourself energy. Of course, take care of yourself, eat right, exercise. We all know those. And that is, we all need to do that so that you'll have the energy to get these things done. Okay, number 5, remove your fears. The greatest source of procrastination is often a deep-seated fear of success, of change, of failure, of ridicule, or of the unknown. Take a daily step to remove your fears by asking yourself every day, what would I do today if I were not afraid? And, at our directors meeting the other day, we talked about this, and, I always think about Loree because she did a little talk on this one time, and it's something she heard, I think, at leadership or seminar. She says, do it afraid. You might be afraid, but just go ahead and do it. Even though you're afraid, go ahead and do it. And it could be approach that cute girl over there. Why do we always think we got to go for people that look, I don't even know how to say it, less attractive than we do? If they look like, if you feel like I'm an 8 and she's an 11, let me go talk to the 4, okay? And I'm not even trying to even go there, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You see her, and all of a sudden you are intimidated because she's an attractive woman. And is that not what you want? Someone that cares about themselves? That, so what that she already knows how to do her makeup good. That wouldn't it be nice not to have to retrain all your recruits to wear makeup? Come on. So we got to remove our fears. Sometimes it's fear of success. And I've heard even some of my own consultants say, well, I don't know if I became a director, then what if I lost it? Or if I won a car, then what if I lost it? That's just like negative thinking. So we've got to not think that way anymore. The fear of change, people hate change. People hate change. Everybody does because we get comfortable. I mean, even at church, people sit in the same row. And they freak out. There's one guy that has a little piece of tape, and we know it's his row. He's been sitting there for 55 years. And so we don't sit in his seat. Of course, we love him, and he's like 90 now. But isn't it funny how people, they don't like change? So, but if you're in your Mary Kay business, unless you want to be right here next year and us have the same conversation next December, you're going to have to step out, and face those fears. Okay. So you might want to write them down and answer that question. What would I do if I were not afraid? My director, Lindy Blair, used to say she didn't love going out and talking to people at stores or whatever, chatterbooking. And so, and I'm from the South, and people from the South, we talk to everybody. We hug everybody. And people from the North, they don't necessarily do that. And so she said that I used to just go in and I think, if I were Cleta, what would I do? And then she would go in and try to act like me. But of course, when she taught Southern, it was awful. She could not talk Southern. But it made her think, because I would just go in and go like, how are y'all doing today? And so they don't do that in the North. But she made herself start doing it. So you may just think, if I'm just, let's see, what would Cleta do? Or what would Jana do? What would Latrice do? If I were them, how would I go in here and act? And, so that may help you next time you get kind of nervous. Number 6, take control of your finances. Ouch. Ouch. Am I on y'all's toes? Okay. Do you feel like you're on a treadmill, working more to pay for ever increasing bills? It seems like the more we work, the more we spend to do the things we don't have time to do while we're working. Housekeeper, take out food, dry cleaning. Spend a little less here and a little less there, and stop hemorrhaging your money. Make sure what you purchase is in line with your values. Run a QuickBooks report to see exactly what you're spending your money on. What if you decreased every category except maybe your mortgage and your other loan payments by 10%? Use your money to fuel your dreams instead of feeding the treadmill. I thought that was some pretty good advice. We all buy stuff. I mean, a lot of us have different personalities. I will admit that I can be an impulse buyer, and I've bought things I don't need. And later I'm like, the thrill of the buying left me after the encyclopedias came in. I'm like, I don't even need encyclopedias. This was back in the 90s, 80s, before the internet. And, I don't need a Kirby vacuum cleaner that costs $3,000. I could get a $200 vacuum cleaner, And so, with our money, we do need to we need to be good stewards. We're business women, and we need to think before we spend. And I'm even going to pick on the Mary Kay girls a little bit on Section 2 and MK Connections. All right, I just want to throw it out there to you. I love every single solitary thing on MK Connections. But you guys, it is not smart money unless you just have a lot of money and you don't need a budget. It's not smart money to spend $500 on MK Connection and have $225 on yourself to sell. It just don't even make sense. I mean, you don't need a $400 bag to put $100 of product in. So, I mean, really, new consultants, you guys, resist. Buy your pack to get your business cards and your labels, and hold off on all that other stuff until you're making money. Now, here's the thing. If you come in with full inventory, you know, like you come in with a 3,600 and you've got inventory on your shelf. Yeah, you need some organizational things like that one bag that holds all your eyeshadows and all that stuff. I've got that. I love it. But you don't need to spend that $2.99 on that bag if you don't have full inventory. Take that $2.99 and get you some products to sell. So I just want to, I just remember what I was in, and everything that said Mary Kay that was branded, I wanted every single bit of it. And, what I really need to do is think about my money and what could bring me a return. And that's inventory that I buy for $10 and I sell for $20. So I want y'all to think about that. You don't need every single solitary sample on section 2. You don't. It doesn't make you a better consultant to have it. Half the time we give out samples and then we don't even check back with them. That's just, you might as well just go to your neighborhood and throw it in everybody's yard and hope somebody calls you. It's not going to happen. The way to do samples is you give it to someone, you get their name, and you call them back the next day. Did you try that sample? How did you like it? And try to book them for a facial. If you're just chucking them out there, you're just chucking them out there. I don't even know. Why would you do that? We've all done it. I've done it. I'm just trying. I've been in 33 years. I'm trying to help you. Let me help you. And so anyway, think about what you spend your money on and invest it where you get a return on your money. Okay, number 7, create a brain trust. Identify a handful of people in your life who can help you move your life forward. Consider pulling from a wide range of backgrounds, ages, and experience and opinions. Sometimes those who are most critical provide the best insights. Call on them together or individually to help you move past any roadblocks and keep the momentum going. So when I read that, I thought about like how people have intervention to tell you, like, have you ever had someone, like 3 of your girlfriends come and go, we're doing an intervention on you? And you're like, what is happening here? And they all know that you need to change something and you're not listening. So for them to be clear and get the point across to you, they all come together, 3 people that love you, and tell you, you need to change this or you need to do this. And I had that happen to me once. And it was, I don't even need to talk about it, but I took their advice and I did it. And I'm like, all right, I'll do it, and because I thought, I trust them, I love them. They obviously see what I don't, and it was just this medical thing I need to have fixed. And so I'm like, all right, I'll do it. And so, but in your Mary Kay, who are some people that you could call on to help you, move forward in your life? You may have a father who is a brilliant, money guy. And even though he could have been critical of your Mary Kay or whatever, he, like I said, some of the most critical, he might really could help you in some different areas, or an organization guy. Brad sometimes will try to give me advice. I don't really like advice from Brad. Brad's been in Mary Kay for 5 years. I've been in Mary Kay for 33. Like, why are you trying to tell me what to do? However, every now and then I do listen because some of the things, it could be something that I haven't thought about, and I thought, well, I'll consider it. I will consider it. But an outside person they're not emotional about you or your business. It's just like an outside person can come in and clean out your junk closet, and you can't do it because you're going to read every single note and you can't throw anything away. So an outside person, or even if they're with you, my sister sometimes, she'll come in and I'll go, I know, but I really like, she goes, throw it away, give it to Goodwill. And so, you need some people with your, it's a brain trust to help you move forward with your goals that you've got. Okay. Number 8 is find the time. One of the biggest challenges to having the life we want is to finding the time to do all we want to do. Track how you spend your time for a week. Mary Kay has a great tool. It's called the weekly plan sheet. At the end of the day, at the end of the week, tally up the time spent on each thing, such as sleeping, eating, shopping, checking your email, looking at Facebook, getting on Instagram, getting on Snapchat, according to what your age is. Look at each category. What things can you do to cut time in each area? Be creative. Find the time to do what you love to do instead of what you have to do, and don't waste time. A lot of times there's some things like I'll do a list and I do it at night. And then the next day obviously I've got to remind myself that if you didn't want to do it, you really wouldn't have put it on that list. So even though this morning you don't feel like doing that thing, you put it on there. So, I mean, why did you put it on there? And I'm talking to myself, right? So you have to go, okay, if I put it on that list, I was my boss last night, today the employee, I've got to do it. I've got to do what I said I was going to do last night. Whether it is make booking calls, maybe it's sending some notes out to people, maybe it is following up with people, whatever it is, going out and get 5 new names. Like last night, you want to do it. So like the next day, you're that same person. You've got to do it, right? So you got to find some time. So don't waste time. And we do waste time on Facebook. We could talk about that for another hour. I waste time on Facebook. I know I do. Scrolling, keep that, just scrolling and looking at everybody else's stuff. I mean, really, you need to check in with your Mary Kay Director's group page, because she doesn't post just for her own health. She posts it to tell you something and to motivate you and to applaud you. So yes, go to your Facebook group page. If you have a Mary Kay customer page, go there. And late at night while you're in the bed, if it's go to bed and you can't text anybody, then do your scrolling. I mean, it's fun. We all know that. And, some people watch a ton of TV. I don't watch any TV, so I scroll. and I try to be an encourager. But, that could take a lot of time. And the more friends you get, the more happy birthdays you got to send out, right? But just look if you say you don't have time, really you do. Everybody has the same amount of time. You just have to decide what's the most important to you, okay? So number 9 is let things evolve. Let things evolve. When the flywheel of momentum starts to turn, pay attention to clues, connections, and opportunities that are presented to you. Allow your future to unfold and change in ways you might not have been able to imagine when you started dreaming. And we've all had this where something happens and you're like, I really could have never predicted how this went. Like I never would have thought that because I went into this store and talked to this woman that girl would have signed up and now she's a DIQ and she brought in 8 people. Or maybe you never would have thought that your husband gets a new job, you got to move to another city, and you're like, your whole, it's like fruit basket turnover. And so everything is like changing, but it could be in the big plan. And everybody knows when they look back on something that they can see God's hand in it. And you couldn't see it when it's happening, but you can look back and go, I see clearly what he was trying to do. I never could have predicted that, Last year around this time, I had been looking at the house I'm in today. And I had looked at it about the month before, and it was over our budget. Like, no way, Jose, there's no way we could get it. And so we kind of looked into it, and then we said, we just can't do it. We can't do it. And they said, well, you better, if you're going to do it, you better put a move on it now because this other guy's fixed to make an offer on it, and he's going to get it, and he's a millionaire. And I'm like, so we both decided we can't do it. So a month later, we were like, it's still there. Nobody's bought that house. So we went back in and we just couldn't let it go. And you know what? The Lord just worked that sucker out. Like you would not even believe how we could get in this house with 0 down payment and got it for $100,000 less than what they wanted. And I mean, all the things that happened, there's no way if you had told me it was going to happen that way, that it would have happened that way. And, it's just amazing how God will work if you let him and just be open to it. And it's going to happen. Things like that can happen for you too, whether it's a house or something you're trying to do, and doors will start opening, if you're faithful to, pray about your business and be about the work and let that seed that God planned to start, harvested in your life. And then the last one is number 10 is commit to your dreams. Creating momentum starts with commitment. Commit to doing one of the ideas above that will move you closer to your dreams. We all know that life is short, so shouldn't we all live the best life we possibly can? Absolutely. Because remember, how we spend our days is how we spend our lives. And Executive Senior Sales Director Julie Potts was the one that sent me this email. I think I'm on some kind of email list she has. And so I appreciate her sending this. I get a lot of different emails, and some of them I read, some of them I don't. But today, that one caught my eye, and I thought that's some good stuff right there. So I hope it's blessed you. And I want to end with something that my girlfriend Selah gave to me, and the directors, we had a little party last night, and it was so inspirational. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but she gave us a gift, and this is the gift, if you can see it. Okay, if you can see what this is a slingshot. It's a nice one too. It's a Powerline F16 Daisy slingshot. And I want to read, she wrote some things in here, but I want to read part of what she wrote, and I thought it was so great. It says, in addition, she gave us this necklace, this beautiful necklace, and she said, in addition, you'll find a slingshot. David conquered the giant before him with God and a slingshot. And I heard Michael Todd, who's the pastor that preaches on the sermons that Buried Not Planted that we've been listening to on YouTube, which I've been telling y'all, you need to go listen to it. It says, today I heard Michael Todd say in Buried Not Planted that the efficiency of the slingshot is determined by how much you pull back to set up for the shot. In other words, the deeper the setback when shooting a slingshot, the greater power you have when you release the shot. Setbacks are a part of the process, and they drive us crazy. But I know and believe any setbacks we have had experience have truly set us up for great comebacks. We have great forward-moving power. God is good, and I know He will bless our 2019 and help us overcome all the giants standing in our way. My hope is that any setback from 2018 will catapult us into victory in 2019. And this is coming from Selah, who has had a very challenging year with the loss of her mother a few weeks ago and everything that led up to that point. And at the same time, she became a sales director, and she's in her last month of DIQ and her last month of the first director contest, which is called On the Move. And so during all of this that she was experiencing, she still persevered and made her goals come true anyway. And so I thought that was a great reminder, and I'm going to leave this slingshot on my desk. I'm going to probably get it out. I can't stand like not to open stuff, so I'll probably have to get it out, hang it somewhere. But as a reminder that any kind of setback is just a pull, it's just pulling it back for a big old comeback, you know. And we all do. No one has gotten anywhere without setbacks. All of us have had them. So if you're in the setback, maybe your thing is like all the way back. You're like, if you go any further, you're going to break the blessed slingshot. So just know when you let that sucker go, if you have stayed the course, I mean, you are going to burn and fly. Woo! So, I mean, this is going to be it. And so why not start in December? Instead of wait till January 1st and set new goals. It always kills me when you're in December and start talking about January goals. Why are you not going to just go ahead and start now? I just don't even understand that. I had a girl one time way back. It was like probably 20 years ago. And she wanted to start Mary Kay, but she said, no. I want to start on January the 1st. And she wanted to start on that day. That's what the day she wanted to start. Not before, because she just wanted to have a momentous day, like a day in history to start. And she dug a hole and she buried some stuff. I don't even know what she buried. I can't remember. It was just kind of an odd person, an odd thing that she did. But anyway, start today. Don't try to get some weird date. Let's just do it like right today. And let's start like, hey, we got 20 days left in the month. 21 days. Let's make it count. I mean, let's really make it count. And let's really do something in the month of December. I had a customer of mine ask me today, we had a Christmas party after church. She said, and she keeps up with me on Facebook. She said, well, do you have $500,000 in for your goal? I'm like, no. I said, not yet. Not because she knows my goal is to do $1 million. I said, not yet. I said, but I do have a lot more than I had last year. And I said, I will make it. I will make it. I said, and you usually do more January to June than you do July to December. But then I thought, you better get off your behonkus and get it on for December. Do not grow weary in your goal. And a lot of times when you don't see it, then you want to start stepping back and you don't want to believe what you set your mind to do. So you guys, we got to like dig in these next few weeks. And anyway, so I could go on and on and on, but I've taken up enough of the time today. So I am going to I want to let each director, if they may just have little words of wisdom for everybody right now. Congratulations again to Misha for winning last week. And so what I want you guys to do is on the Voxer group, like to get in on the daily drawing, you got to be on the Voxer group. And, you know, get it. It's a free app. If you don't have a smartphone, I'd be surprised. Okay, some of you that are still carrying flip phones, you need to like get a girl with a smartphone to take a picture of your flip phone and prove it to me. Because otherwise, download Voxer on your phone and get your director to add you to our group. And then what I'd like you to do is there's 10 steps. So if you were paying attention or if you wrote something down, maybe just put on there what step you're going to work on, you know, this week. Okay? So say, I'm going to work on this step. You don't have to say the exact number, but you can say what it is. Okay? Just something that you're going to do that toward getting the momentum going in your unit, your future unit, on your team, in your Mary Kay business. Okay? So I'm going to just try to find the directors one by one to see if you guys have any other tips for these gals for this week, and then we will stop the recording. So, Sayla, let's see about getting you first.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, I love the 10 tips, Cleta, and I especially love number 10, that how you live your days is how you live your life. And I would just encourage everyone to work, even though you don't see things coming to fruition today. I cannot tell you, every month of DIQ and every month of CAR, I have wondered how it was going to, we were going to pull it out, but I had done the work, but really did not see the fruit sometimes until the last day of the month, maybe at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So whether it's to be a star consultant or add a new team member or do 10 parties this month, just keep working towards it, because God will bless your efforts, I promise.
I love it. Thank you. And thank you for that slingshot, girl. I sure do. I love it.
You're welcome.
That analogy. Okay. Okay, let's see. Jana, or let's do Latrice. I'm trying to do y'all as I see y'all up here on my screen. Okay, Latrice.
Hey, okay. My thing is, this is the biggest selling season of our year. And it's not just in Mary Kay, and I was trying to remember where it came from, but someone high up said, it wasn't in Mary Kay, it was like on Good Morning America or somewhere, that this year is the biggest retail year in like the last 5 to 7 years.
Wow.
And we have to maximize it, y'all. These people are out there spending money, whether they wait until like Cleta to do hers on the 24th. But anyway, we have to be there and put things out to our customers. I think private text messaging them is the big deal. Don't count on email. Don't count on Facebook. It's that personal relationship that you build with people. If you'll reach out to them, they will purchase from you. So, finish your star up. My goodness, like Cleta said, we have got days, y'all. But I really believe, first of all, you've got to have that goal that you want to do that. But writing it down, seriously, y'all, write it down. It'll make you do it. Finish your goal, earn your key, and have December your biggest month ever, because you want it to be.
All
yes.
Right. I love it. Okay, thank you, girl. Okay, Jana.
All right. Hey, Latrice, thank you so much for setting me up, because when you're talking about having this is the biggest selling season right now, that's very powerful. But how about recruiting? Who do you know that you've talked to and shared the information about Mary Kay? December is the month, because when they start in the month of December, they can take their taxes, 2018 taxes. They started a business. And so they will be able to utilize that as a tax deduction, because, when they start their business and whatever they get on their shelf, whatever they haven't sold, they're going to take a loss. That's going to save them money on their taxes. It's a business decision, it's a wise business decision to start now. It's like having a baby. January 1 or December 31st. You'd rather have that baby on December 31st so you can deduct it on your taxes, because, if you have that baby on January 1st, of course, you have to buy diapers and pay for food and everything else for a whole year. But, this is a benefit. And so think about that. But also Cleta, I love the list of 10. Okay, so one of the things that I thought was really powerful that I've been doing recently, and that is one thing that you can do today to make it happen and that you can create that momentum going forward, is making my list of the tracking the people that I'm calling, keeping just like my notebook here, and having my calling log. And that is so important to me because I know that that action is either selling the product or booking facials with them or calling referrals and getting future bookings. And so it's really building that momentum. And so there's something about it that I just feel like so released when I know that I'm carried for my clients. So I might be calling current clients, but I might be calling new clients, but I'm offering them that update facial. And it's always an opportunity for future appointments. And that has blessed me in the last several months because I started that and it built momentum and poof, awesome.
That's awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Jana. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Lorraine, let me unmute you.
Hey everybody. I love everything that you said too, and just a couple of thoughts that I would add to that is when you to get momentum and to start it, you've got to have that belief in yourself. And when your belief is low, you still have to be disciplined. And when you don't believe, be disciplined, whether it's to get on the phone and make a call or get on Facebook to go straight to our group and watch another Boss Babe call, or just these calls are so good because you can go back and listen to them later. And so when you're feeling at a low point, just go listen to something positive and retrain your brain to think about the things that you need to think about, and then just start, take one step and another step and another step. And this can really be a great month for sales and a great month for recruiting, but you just got to believe that you can, and you all can, just like we can all be moving toward our $1 million year as well.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Valerie?
Well, I agree with everything that they said. I got on the call late, but you know what? Don't procrastinate. The star ends next Saturday. If you're not a star, there's plenty of ideas out there to be a star. I know Melinda Balling posted one about the roll-up bag, selling a gift certificate to fill it, for after the holidays. Even if they don't have inventory on their shelf, they can still sell it to customers or to men to give, to their wife or their girlfriend. So just don't procrastinate. I know we still have a lot of days left in December, and I know that everybody likes to wait till January 1st to set goals, but they need to start working on it now and not January 1st. So I agree with everything, and just keep going.
Awesome. Thank you, Valerie. And I love that idea. I saw it too. She just wrapped up a beautiful roll-up bag and put a big old bow on it. And then she sold the gift certificate to the men. Like in the bag had like the roll-up with however much they want to spend, a $200 gift certificate. And, you can do it like for $235. And then they get to take that gift certificate, they get a free facial, and they get to fill their bag. I mean, what woman would not love that, honestly? I think that is a brilliant idea. So thank you. Okay, Miss Rosie.
Well, when you're towards the end, all the directors that are so wise have already said most of the things that I was going to say. But so I could just say, hey, I agree with everybody. And I do agree with everybody. But something that Larry said kind of triggered something in me also is, when we talk about momentum, I think lots of times we start off with, all gung-ho and we have so much momentum. It's keeping that momentum. And I think that is a big, big deal. I think people start out, ready to take on the world, ready to do so much in Mary Kay. And then when something doesn't quite go their way, or, somebody says no, or whatever the case may be, that's when that momentum starts to fall. And that is such a crucial time. And I think that's the time when you need to reach out to your sales director. Another thing is, and something that's really helped me over the past few years, is I make sure every day I listen to something that's going to motivate me. I am guilty of being on Facebook occasionally. I will say that. But I try to listen to the $1 Million Message. I try to go back and listen sometimes to Boss Babe calls. There's lots of things out there, but I think you are responsible. Your director and your the people around you can only do so much. If it comes down to it, it's your responsibility, and you have to keep yourself pumped. We can help, and we want to help, but it's up to you. It's like, just like it's up to you to check your unit's Facebook page. I know that all of us, I think, are experiencing that problem now, where we feel like only 2 or 3 people are seeing our posts, and it's like, are there really only 2 members of my unit, seeing this? Is that real? You have to make that extra effort. And I'm not saying that you're not. I'm just saying it's crucial to make that extra effort, because, we can't call everybody individually. So you have to kind of come out a little bit too, and meet us halfway. So anyway, I think there's some great ideas. Something that I wanted to share, we're doing Adopt a Grandparent again this year. This will be, I think, the 3rd or 4th year. The 3rd year is that I've been a director. And this year I've collected more than any other month or any other year. It's been close to $600 that I collected just from clients, from businesses that I like. My dentist, actually, it wasn't my dentist. He's retired. And when I spoke to him about it, he suggested I contact the guy that took over, and he wanted like something written up and everything. And I submitted that to him. And honestly, I didn't think anything was going to happen. And he sent me a check for $100, So don't let some of those things slip through the cracks. Keep going. It's the fat lady hasn't sung yet. Men are still buying stuff through, 8 o'clock Christmas Eve. So, or whatever. So anyway, just want to wish you all good luck.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Stephanie.
Hi, great call. I wanted to touch base again on your number 8 about finding the time, whether it being wasted or productive, to be accountable. And in the evening, doing your 6 most important lists, being the boss babe. And then the next day being your employee to do it. That was a good eye-opener. And Selah, that was so wise with that slingshot. How creative are you? And my today's devotion is from the book of Acts, and it's be ready, be wise, and be clear.
I love that. Thank you, Stephanie. I have to be, my boss, which is me, is hard on myself at night. And then in the morning, that employee's got to get up and get going. Okay, let me see. Miss Allison Carte.
Hey guys, you guys have covered everything that I would probably say, but one thing that you did mention, Cleta, that I just wanted to, add on to is the girl that is already thinking about January was probably thinking about December and November. Mm-hmm. And really, if you understand what I mean, that's a habit. That's a procrastination habit of putting your success off and thinking you'll get a fresh start on the 1st. Mm-hmm. And, we've got Star coming up. The next Boss Babes call will be after the deadline. And so, what are you going to do in the next 6 days, the next 7 days? Are you going to sell those travel roll-up bags? I mean, that's such a great gift. It's simple. It can be at any value. It's a gift for them to give, but the wife gets to completely customize it. You can sell a lot of those, and you've got teachers' gifts that people are still scrambling to get. I mean, the lower ticketed price items and things like that. There's just a lot of selling opportunities as we get closer. But the gal that's already thinking about January is going to be thinking about February when it's January. I mean, the other thing I wanted to say is that if you've finished your star already, which I'm assuming most of you have because you all are the leaders, if you're not a Pearl star, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be okay with having 1801 in, you want to be a Pearl star. You want to shoot for that bigger star prize. That was your real goal when you got the brochure or saw the picture online. It's like, don't shoot yourself so short, mm-hmm. because you could still do 600 more this week and get up to, Emerald or get up to Pearl. And so I just want to really encourage you. The thing I would want to tell you about all 10 of these things, the truth is the training that you're doing right now as a consultant at those levels, the disciplining your time, the financial piece, the learning how to create something from nothing, the do it now mentality, are the same skills you'll use as a sales director. So if you're unwilling to master them as a consultant, there's no way you can teach them as a director. Okay, so it's figuring out on these calls where you need to sharpen your skills, get disciplined with your weekly accomplishment sheet, do your 6 most important things, hit your highest star level, don't quit, get a tracking sheet. You know, one of the things that's been really beneficial to me for leadership is our tracking sheet. Me knowing where to win, how to win, what do I need to do to win, what am I the most excited about, it, you know, where's the most excited place I can find to win, and then committing to that. But if I didn't have a tracking sheet, I wouldn't be looking at it all the time going, okay, so we have this in, we need this much more. Okay, we need this. Okay, I need to personally do this. You know, you may not necessarily, I mean, writing your goals down, but then having a tracking sheet to hold yourself accountable so that you know where you are all the time. It's shocking to me when I ask leaders, well, how much do you have in so far for this? And they don't know. They don't know how many active team members that they have. They're not sure. You know, it's like, I mean, this is the place as a consultant that you're building your skill to be a successful sales director, not just a sales director, but you want that $1 million a year. You want the Cadillac. You know, you've got to learn those things. And if you're unwilling to do it, it'll catch up with you later. You know, I mean, I've got a great example of that with one of my consultants who was doing Queen's Court of Personal Sales. And she was so close and she was asking me for strategies and I had never done it. And I remember thinking, hold on one second. Okay, I have to close my door. Sorry. I get excited. I'm talking loud. You know, I had never done it. And so when she was asking me, I felt like I can't tell her how to do it and I'm unwilling to do it. So then I ended up pushing myself to do Court of Sales because she was obviously going to be doing it. And, you know, you've got to go to those places where you feel like you're unwilling to go so that you can have that level of success that you're seeing from these directors. And so, you know, great 10 tools. You guys, I know you'll apply them and become strong sales directors. We're excited to celebrate you for sure. And that's it, really. Good job, guys.
All right. Thank you, Allison. Thank you. And she's right. You know, the star quarter is going to be over when we jump back on here next Sunday night. I can't wait to see who all the stars are. And so what I'd like you to do, like you're going to box today to get on the drawing, but on Saturday, when it's over, matter of fact, just do it on Sunday. Don't do it now. Don't do it now because you may want to go up a level. So I want you to do it on Sunday when the quarter's over. All the boss babes, I want you to put what level you finished at. And guess what? If you have a team member that you signed up on September the 18th, you know, or you signed up last month, I mean, she could bump you up a level. And if you're already at 1,800, or you could get a new recruit tomorrow who could do a 600 and bump you up 600 points. I recruited somebody today. So I'm thinking she needs to do a 600 to bump me up and to help herself, right? So anyway, you guys have a phenomenal week. Make it count. Make it one that goes down in the history books to remember, because you know that next week is going to be a little cray-cray, and that's okay because I just survived good on cray-cray. My whole life is a little cray-cray, and that's the way I like it, right? You guys have a great one. Thank y'all for calling in tonight, taking your time to jump on in person. And for all the ones that are playing it back, I appreciate you as well. You guys have a great, great week.